ye lawyer Pauline no and ye mascot solicitors and eba be twetwe nkomo me pacho share video no ne frɛ wo bi ne ka kyerɛ obi sa balance campaign matena se enti momra wo bi a wo hwɛ me bia no frɛ wo nua no frɛ wadanfo share video no e ma balance campaign mi nwie ansa na wa share video no Ghana ni efie wura ama migration abenefie aba be kye obi unfortunately say akwantuo mu nsem for a while menye ye mepamocho akwantuo mu nsem beba so by the end of October or November because why me relocated to my studio new studio ye renovation ewo ho ye nwie mama follow me no me beka se me ne papa bi a wo ye madwuma ama me oso wo debe age ho ahwan ento de saade no delay me pa enti no me nwie ya ye ntimi nya akwantuo mu nsem because akwantuo mu nsem certain ente se me ne lawyers ye program akunya amete so nie akunya bia metimi tena so but akwantuo mu nsem akunya no eso ye move certain different and as I say no ye upgrade ye ho a lot of programs and a lot of things eba enti no akwantuo mu nsem wa asem ewa ha bia no ebinum a report me ama me papa no mesrɛ mo wa asem mo me nkyɛn na se me nkan ya obetimi dia kwa ba bia wo pɛ bia mesrɛ mo obia wo de wa asem abeda me asem no minya amre enkan ye mesrɛ wo akwantuo mu nsem nyi wuska menye o kapre mi untu ahwe enti me pamo kyew medin kan pamo nyina mo kyew ma asem apaile gu be wonyina de metimi asolve no ya solve na makable de wose de ba abonten be kan no mapamo kyew by ebinum to extend complain me ma me papa no ena anti abena adobeji esen wonka menye obi ahwe na emom no feel free baby a wo pese wo de asem ne ko bia na obetumi de akọ amoma koka de amawo na emom mo a mo pese mo twen abana campaign no mama me ho new builder ababetikova wa mama estimated time ending of October or first week of November enti sa time on de blinking beba wasa enya maye no mesrɛ mo landlord ama immigration aba beche obi woni fie immigration fo aba ne fie me hu yen enka wo ye efie wura anase wo fie wuti wo fie na kotifo oba fie wa obebom kura wo mpese obebie wusuru obebom kura na ompese wo bebie do no usuro obebom a wo nie usuro mesrew mesewe se wutu kwan na wo fa yonko a sabi aseboto wo frɛ na obetumi abeboa obetumi rescue na wo fa na amfofo mo yen miensa wo na amfofo nyina ni nyina so wo na amfofo mienu omo nyina ni na eni nyina so na wo fa yonko nso afa yonko obetu afutupa yonko a obetu afutupa enkofo bebre atoto amane mu ewo kromi ha ewo ensem bia wo mo baaye adwumem adanfo mo behia aye wo mabusuafo mo beto wo mo bebre no mo nuanom ayaka wo mo nuanom mo kofo mo ba abrochire no ma yaka because why me kwa adwumem ene obi se sika na butua ne doso obi bebre ene wo mo maame no ma ba abrochire abeyaka why obi say ade na maame de wa ba abrochire na wo maame ji uska enkofo bebre no mu kunu no ma ba abrochire aba beja ya ware why me kwa adwuma mu na obi say ade na wo kunu de wa ba abrochire no ji usika enkofo bebre no mo yire no aba abrochire no ma beja ya ware ayaka why me kwa adwuma na madam fo bi say ade na wo yire de wa ba na wo ji usika sister bra wo yire de wo ba obeji usika eyebosia wo kunu de wo ba wo beji usika eyebosia wo nua de wo ba abrochire a obeji usika eyebosia wo pa nipa na wo no de wo ba ye no po de beche opo de becho enne numere yi monta bituku mubeku me life and colored ewo eye program so because akonti mu nsemu ni ho enti enne numere yi by 7 pepe ana 8 yenye ni say 8 pepe money me betena se efie wura amya ba bechi immigration wa bie ne door ama migration for se munwuram wono a ne fra telephone e no different migration me hu yen enka Ghana for ye pass mu surasem Ghana ni ebetwa koti dia ma obetwa migration dia ma by wo mo bi ehu se ye wono a agese police ni no e ba woka ana migration for ne ba omusinipa so masi e ne se ye mechew ba we die papa nankasa de nensesi ne bo se me e na me frɛ wo mo wo migration for ne ba yen so wo bie dan no e de ma wo mo e ma wo machi nipa no why lawyer wa hey ono ne the best person wo say ni this ankomo no because oye landlord and tenant but enanumre tamuchuku na woni abonus campaign entwetwe nkomo he enye wo bia wo de ne dan ma han e ne dan ne ya aban dia tie bo baby amaka kodu na afato wo enanumre emre bemu ni ye me kasa asem na me frɛ lawyer e de na to subi enye wo bia wo dan a wo de ne dan ama wa han e na ye council dan e na ya aban e na di ama no enti se wa adwene ye wo se wo bi de ne dan ye mamia mama kwa akotenem na me ne me yire ene me ma me gina me ba so and I have a right bra wo right obeko ofie obeko Ghana enye wo bia tie enye wo bia ena wo de ne dan ma han a ne dan no eye council e dan Ghana for yenya na ebe boaboa ye ho moma ye moa ye ho se wo ko han dan a ye se woni nkrata mafie wura mfa ne dan ma wo ebe to mu sen enti se wurade ye wadom na wo kuraba praso kunu praso yire na se wo ko han dan na efie wura wa wo kuro mu ni Ghana ni emma wo baabi e de wo tena sister woni wo kunu ene wo ma sa efie wura no mamu ni nyama ne da mamu ma wo bi na da mo da se efie wura no wo ne ku efie wura no wo bonu a efie wura kasa na wayi wonsa na wabona sumu se pan na wo ba besia wo so so wa wo ne de na pem fridge eno no ye magine dan ne mfa ma wo are you aware eno no ukofa lawyer Pauline e de ne ba se Samascot solicitor wo mutu su nyina wo de kwa akon efa gu amenition kam efa ko ye nye fie wura ne hweda ba rada wo ne becho enti adamfo kro sister kro brother kro na wo ka kire wo se wo right ne fie wura situ akora ne nti you have your right no ka kire ne se wo disappoint yo me pa cho wan ne mascot e na etena se me de to wo bi kwa numere mu behu me life and colored me ne mascot lawyer me pa cho wo camera no be ne bra wo so kakra me pa cho be no camera ne bra wo so that's nice hey lawyer why o ho ye fere de won susu an hepo Sanfa bra wo so biem hey lawyer wo kura wo ba ma musa se wo kuna na wo ni kunu bi kwa na dia se wo yipu ade so wakotaki o lawyer me say 2 days ya wakotaki aba lawyer sanfa call so biem ade na wo use no ejai kwa akire wo ho I think say enye bad ohun ayefe enema de owobi enumre Mariam 8 yenye ne say 8 yes 8 me pacho wa waka no bi a share video ne like ene mascot solicitors ene tena say as usual every Wednesday bia no abonance campaign na TV so wo immigration mun sensem ya pabre ya dawre wo immigration mu ye wimra di mra fremra kanche mra pusu mra edware mra busa mra semra wo kwan Ekurumi a United Kingdom, you cannot do without Abner's campaign and then the lawyers. When it's talk about immigration and legal advice, aha say mascot of one a year jumemun sense mo family law wubenya womo landlord and tenant we say there landlord no we dibem ankasa wo dibem ankasa na ebo dwa atoa and Abner's campaign mi guso and na mi dwa atoa eno say on withdraw any case by immigration for nya abemu awie ya che no yache be ma no na oba no ne yire ne de ye de omo nsoso no ama eye refuge ya ma omo bill enti no be ma ne de still na no owo ho because omo mienu nyina no omo ene omo ba I overstay akora ya wo no e wa ha sei ma me ni bi papa ni bi mo ye overstay ya na ma wo na ma sign mo oni wukunu asan tu abro landlord you know landlord also so a eye papa panimu what you say it doesn't speak well. Enti aha saying edie opeso kofa okunu opeso kofa ayi opeso kofa ama opeso kofa abusuafo obia uni squatting eya heya e na obenya no e wa ha enti oni metena se amepacho ma mo hwe wo TikTok no obia share immigration update me pacho share e ma me nwie dwumadie e no aba be frame ya ka kire me say grandma me pacho ma abana me pacho auntie abana me pacho me sro e na de lawyer ka me pacho me nye lawyer enti me sro je lawyer e number ye status ye kasa me sro e bia na mentumi amobo eye lawyer e number e fa amount eye mascot solicitors any lawyer eye Pauline and ebetwetwe nkomo number ni 0208 075 Eunice Buame 2860 eye 0208 075 2860 me pacho mobile number eye 073 86454673 lawyer me pachochia adofo ene etiefo lawyer Pauline won wa ye fe pa on some flyer na lower ted no akata de ne so aha mo pacho munyi fro answer mama me show ni off kakra answer lawyer Pauline chi adofo na yenko lawyer waware wo okunu unu okunu na te
Mbacho ai.
Oh sir unu okunu na te
I am off the market.
You are off the market. I'm a pachochi adofo for nechi amachira kwan na yenko.
Okay. Yo enti etie for enuanom adofo edobia se eja nyankopon adomenti. We've met a new month. Yemo obia a very happy Wednesday and a very happy new month. Yejidi se month ya ayaba no onyankopon obehu yemobo. He would grant us a lot of grace, victories. He would grant us the wisdom to be able to do all the things that we have to do. Or don't so as I said the trunk of for no trunk of for or not expecting anything in return. And what more, we'll continue to educate and empower ourselves so that at any point in time, no, we are well informed and we know how best to address life circumstances. And based on that, now your friend lawyer Pauline, me Juma Mascot Solicitors, a qualified solicitors firm. We are regulated by the Law Society. Your boy Juma in many aspects of the law, including family law. So family law ebia when wo ba wo partner no onhwe nkola no ana ebia based on nyame bi ekoso wo fie no won say nkola no their lives are in danger. We are there to assist, whether it's to make sure that the father doesn't get in contact with the child or to make sure that the father actually plays a role in the life of the child. So ebanon so say ebia your life is in danger. Ebetumi aboa say bi amaya aware edu baby in fact aware no into me nkosu biom no so no ebetumi aboa mo based on the legal grounds to be able to offer the necessary expertise to our clients. At the same time, no so no so a consultation in other areas of law aside family law. Yeah, we also specialize in immigration law. To say nyabeka wansem eneno. We also specialize in landlord and tenant. And also, advice we are the best place. We say a solution center. In we can address your pertinent issues. The fine details ni na ebe to me say what issues regarding what person what dying and auto assassin and ebi person what transfer what daima what downfall and ebi a woman we are there to assist you. Say to me ban also say ebi what pay just general advice to be able to make sure say in the years to come you know what exactly to do. Mascot Solicitors is there for you to say ebi currently you know the rules that are yet to take place in April next year, you know, we know say inheritance tax is now pension is now going to be taxed. So this would form part of inheritance tax. And people are thinking, should I go and take part of my pension? How do I go about it? We have lawyers who are qualified and have the expertise regarding wills, where anything in relation to webusieni waka baby nyame adom nti. You know, these are the things we are there for you. Apart from that, Seban also say, I hope some kind of guidance regarding Ghana laws. No, we can signpost you to what you have to do because we have qualified lawyers from Ghana. Our Mascot Solicitors. Ye office and yet baby I will be you will get lost because your Enfield, your telephone numbers, your websites, so once you type Mascot Solicitors, will be your contact details. You can call us through our telephone number, through our WhatsApp number or email, and you should be good to go. We are there for you, and we are there to provide the necessary support that we can if we are able. Apart from that, I would say today's session is going to be quite exciting because we'll be providing updates to inform you, to empower you, to guide you in your next steps, as well as in immigration work and related matters in the UK. Thank you so much, Sofomame.
So yada lawyer Pauline Asibebre Eradi Insurano from Mascot Solicitors. Any no more etchem komo base wo Enfield. Book ye krame passport British passport. Before no na sa passport we say any use to tetefo no. Say ye use sa passport we say ebium. Say wo passport no we bi na we use na say ewu na wo koya. Omo bebre ye navy blue na bi e na omo de bebre. Enne me pa mo che wo hwe me na wo tie me a patroti miye enumrei meka ho asem ba meka wa ha nefa lawyer enamba na wafre no se woni wo kunu enatie na se eye oba ena ne ho aba asem enti na meka woni wo kunu natie na se wo kunu ne kura enkrata ena wo GB edema akura no prema akefo mo ho ntie me ena wo GB no odema akura no ena akura na gina eye wo maame no wagina akura ne passport ne so ena wo de age nkrata akura ne passport no ewu a wo pese wo de akura no etu kwan maame no wo wanya wo 2.5 years papa ne sella men konko renew e ma akura no wo sella akura no menye nkrata biemu emfama no ne first passport ne second passport na meje ye no eno ano no me pacho sister wo hwe me bra wo hwe me wo dada wo da no wada bomode na ne lawyer enkasa enura na ju sister bia wo di ni super esuni wo so maame yare na wo peso ko hu maame ansa no maame afiri mu na wo ba a ne ba ne wo 7 years akura ne passport ewu passport no ontimi nkoye without papa no because papa no na je first passport ma akura no ena maame na mu ne soso no afe no maame na de 2.5 years ya ma no enti wo hwemu a maame ne ntimi nyina ho enye passport no bi emfa ma akura no ena maame ne so ntimi mfa akura ne ntu kwan without papa no e concern me pa cho wo face sa challenges ne bia wone lawyer enkasa fe lawyer Pauline na one ne nkasa ena ye di nkomo e dia fa update eye immigration update aba update no ebi ede na me se emu nchiremu no bebre na enti ase ebinum fra wo mo se ma aba na eye careful 10 years no wo mo anya mfa nko wo mate so wo mo se obi atimi kokoje ne indefinite leave to remain ma aba na asalam sikafo update dia ba eye omo a omo kura eye student graduates student for mo nso so mo update e de aba kame akoye se update ne de edoso update bebre ene de aba a enkofo wo bia epe update ne mo enchire mu e de ahwe se me nkrate kura me no meka update ne ho bia na ana se yenso so aye ni nkrata no yenso so no update na ba aye no yenso so ye die bi ewo mu bi ana se wo mu ni nkrata a wo mu di NHS ka ye twa eka ni nyina e de agu ana mesra wo ka me ho a me din di abanas campaign share video no na like me jai e de ama lawyer na lawyer e de yakọ update emre bam na wo se ye to aso eko domestic violence domestic abuser ye beko emre nimu a next week ye bekasa afa domestic abuse domestic violence me pacho lawyer Pauline number 0208 075 2860 0208 075 2860 me pacho office mobile number 073 864 54673 073 864 54673 Muscat solicitors lawyer me pacho update no baby I want the best bia no me pacho me okay with that
It's here for just by way of a announcement, updates, it took effect 50 August the 3rd and August 5th into about 2 days ago. Into just why new application after August the 3rd, as someone said, then you are likely to be affected by these new rules. And it's important say what every now and then say Felabase aneja. Because you are the most important people at this point in time. But before me call immigration updates I'll touch on landlord and tenant. Regarding renters' rights, initially, as at 51st, we going to say, housing matters there was a lot of pressure in the sense, say, from the 1st of May, that was the time so say and it's actually the last date on which you can make this kind of application was last Friday, which is the 31st of July. Into say so say wutu tenants if you will fee initially and here say the reason. So what money reason I'll be to me too no so you apply for possession. There are a lot of communities but they are lawful means to make sure say will be to nefi wufie and for based on the house you own. But from the 31st of July say what dying our renting. That's right to be able to waive that's right to be able to eject and I'll be two with tenants if he will build a new mono. So right in a new hobium. And this is by way of sharing the latest news or the latest filler to tenants. Into so tia jana wakacho unya obekasha say shh men can't show be so landlord or person two no your mafia when him says is here no law no stay in the econo and just ensure that you seek the necessary legal advice.
Like I was say more legal right and it say obi ti wo fear untimi to no forever and ever. Na sabi wo di se hunu won twitwi sinkim wo dware a o koye shepeti on frashe efie ho tantantan wo ye fie obasa untimi ntu no emra wo de man wo busu a aban ni se untimi ntu na na
David, so for my many American says so the last date on which will be to me to be a woman reason a Friday. And actually, this law no say we a tenant. It's actually a mao community power because you says no and you say ABA on person be catch the reason why episode 2 now we 2. There must be justifiable reasons. And to say this is just an educational session. Into once I would felano, you just make sure say you also seek legal advice regarding unique circumstances so that you don't end up falling foul of the law and affected with immigration status how far you. That is the latest news by virtue of landlord and tenant. Say because we handle those areas, these are things we have at our fingertips. For immigration, no, new law nearby, no, it touches on many areas. Everybody will be expecting so benya piece of it I be affecting no. But in this case, no, it didn't affect all areas. And say affectable area, it doesn't mean say rules no more abandon so no, it is to what do you call it? It is going to be for your benefit or to your detriment. Some of them is for clarification purposes, and some of them, of course, to also help us. But you just stay glued what we see anymore. Now you go through AEP, but it will run through it to make sure say it will be able a bit of what applies here and there. Intimate started on the first one. The first one, this has to do with graduate route. Usually, say what graduate routes now. That means say what by UK based on the student route, and we see idea where we will course and having completed your course maybe you want to get the necessary experience, or you want to build whatever you need to do regarding your course of study or your field of study or the vocation you want to enter into. Nti se ba na sa so graduate route na etumi ba na se na wo ba no wone wo yere ene wo mba etumi nso ba na se na wo ba no eja won kwa na wo bae ana wone wo mba pe na wo bae so your be ma wo your ba o won kwa na wo bae ana wone wo mba na oni omo bae. So Sebanasa, se will switch it to graduate routes. Graduate routes literally say where we was school now will be with visa based on school no where we into a so-called graduate route. It's more like we can say a promotion, but in immigration law, it's just about another type of visa to specifically know what route you are on. Now what buy ya say when in this case when mba and on omobaye. That means before you entered the UK and you came into the UK with them, and now omoba after you. In such a case, what matters most, say omo visa, omo your dependent children. Now, this new rules nearby, they've been able to appreciate the fact, say, the back no ba hanum for studies purposes, no, ebia no ba hanum no, so when you addition to the family, eja ono so populate nebusiano. Enti seba na sa won't say because oba nkola no ba UK no omo ye dependent children. Enti say parents ne switch here from students to graduates no nkola na omo ba on dependent no omo so they automatically switch to the graduate route. But for akola wo no wa hanom no ono no ni visa. Enti ye wo no wa hanom. And we all know so say so our bawa hanoma technically no onye British citizen just because you wanna waha. There must be a lot of considerations. Say what graduate route no technically means say you are not a British citizen. The law has been made to be able to accommodate this aspect. Say there's no infringement of the rules. In our graduate route no you can still continue, and that child that's our kolano obenya will visa na wono. Into that child no be dependent child. The end date of visa no ebeye the same as akolane wono wahanom no, and it will be the same as wombana when you mufi Ghana ana Colombia when you mufi no. The end date is going to be the same because they are dependent on you. Let's also not forget, say, there was a previous, there was a previous change in rules. Omoka says, from January 2027, no, the graduate routes, the general graduate routes, let me put it that way, almost a son from Afimienu to Afibakwenefa. If you are switching to the graduate route from January, no, yeni na yenim say, time out benyano, by 6 months. All right. There's also rules regarding Indian diplomatic visa arrangements for India but the better honum kakra. There's another one omoye for partners of people under the temporary protection status. Essentially, this new rules nearby, to say omo temporary protection status, omo refugees, omo family roots. The law, it didn't expressly allow for partners to enjoy the same rights as family members. To say, meka family members are meka based on spouse roots with a British citizen. Enti enye say ebia me a skilled worker. Maba hanum ana ebia me a charity worker. That's not what I'm. Enye no na share. I mean, this rule essentially, a share protection status to make sure say the kind of rights that you are enjoying so far as where your partner, where you kunu say ebia moye man to man, and so I know way or bad to ban, so that kind of arrangements, no, the kind of benefits now will be it will be the same as will be a Wawari British citizen, or spouse route. So that's the latest update. Nti so be a or I know because say hooray ja say I no so we obesumi balance no ho kakra. The next one na omo maaye no so no. It has to do with immigration bill. Immigration bill say I know a sensitive issue. A matter of concern because I'm okay, baby. I am a matter of concern. Eja come for being some Mubeka say it is a matter of concern, but Eja Ebefana say when it comes to immigration bill, no, say no kakre bi pe wobon say omo chinkrofo ne sade no enti sesi ano moye bill physically wobekwa ko report it sesi ano so no omoye sa monthly reporting for immigration bill no, just to make sure say they are able to they are able to monitor what happens to you at any point in time. Those are some of the reasons. But the reason why this new rule now be say generally, so way overstay, it may affect your ability to make certain applications because it falls under suitability grounds, and suitability grounds, it's like one of the mandatory things you must meet the way visa application. Because the one meets our requirements now, it's more like technical knockouts. Immediately, when himself you are disqualified. But this rule has come in to make sure say the fact that you are an overstayer, and you are on immigration bill, it doesn't necessarily or automatically mean say it lands in a refusal. That's what it means. But immigration bill no attach it on virtually all visa applications currently. So that is what happened. So it's really good say what were immigration bill so say siana ebi opeso a new application and maybe what happens sometimes they say ebi will visa so visa no pair. Now you make an application immediately afterwards. No, sometimes no one will say immediately, no mama immigration bill. So with all these things, no, it's important say we be lawyer, not lawyer no way to me to know what to do and how to go about it. And eja mascot solicitors here woho to me should the need arise. The next one also has to do with care requirements. Care requirements, this rule no it doesn't enfa care worker ho asem enfa skilled worker ho asem because you can't care no but care ya omo can no say home office so omo can call asem generally no one of the nkani beka say kwelems kakra na eda nkola ho no it has to do with care because we won't say nkola no muntu men sure they are considered vulnerable to some extent until they must be protected. So if it has to do with a child, you want to make sure say akola or below 18 there's enough care arrangement to be able to provide for the child, the child's welfare, the safety. I mean, akola no onye disadvantaged by being here. That's essentially what it is. Enti sebane se ebia ne carer no for one reason or another wenya prison sentence of 12 months or more. Once we a carer, you are noted as the carer for the child, no. Ebe how. Me kind of say ebe how. Into say you want to make sure say you get the necessary guidance, legal advice to be able to support you. The next one also is has to do with electronic travel arrangements. For electronic travel arrangements, essentially no a cover ana efa nkrofo a omoba UK. Won't say generally, there are some countries to say senior first, yeah, we had the EU UK arrangements. No, not to say no, but say no, make us my to say stepchildren. But men quote because legally it has different implications, but it's just to enable us to have a good picture of it. And in some countries, no, once you're national from those places, no, so hanoma, you don't need to get a visa. As I say, we as I say, we electronic travel, this ETA, it's not very expensive, but essentially, it's more like a permit to allow you say obe to me about na it's valid for about 2 years. Nasa oba, you can go in and out as and when you please, but it's valid for that period. Now, countries like USA, USA, Australia, Canada, some countries, omo wasa, inti ombe to me abahanom in and out. Now, for this new rules, na banon, yomo kind of say if you have a criminal conviction of 12 months or more, what could happen is say omo be to me a refuse with visa no. Sorry, with ETA permit, omo be to me refuse, omo be to me reject. And in the case with visa no, in the case with permit no, you've obtained it before, meaning say ebia ene 5th of August into ebia winya no, let's say 2nd of March 2025. That means say you already have it. It could be say at this point in time, Mobitumia cancel, which means say when they cancel it, it goes to affect sa permits now 2nd of March 2025. No, so you can't come into the country. So what is the import of something like this? All this indirectly also boils down to the fact, say, so there's the element of criminality, say, share some of these things, so that so when your criminal sanction in one place, in say ebia Chrome Hanum and another place, it's important to know what the implications are as much as possible. No, you want to keep an eye out, so that these are things that you can avoid, and then it doesn't go in the long run to affect you one way or another. Sana mekano, because we've already mentioned the care arrangements, so they say these are things that it could also affect you. So, and criminality falls under the suitability grounds when you are looking at immigration rules in the UK. Now, another issue, another new area, it has to do with armed forces. Armed forces. Based on armed forces, and the armed forces, say we almost this new change,
armed forces na mo ayen you free so there.
Okay,
there yen benefit wo mu no yen jump yen concentrate on there yen be benefit wo mu ebi.
Okay, and Mamenka the last one, Obeka say enone iron breaker ne a heavy one no be a pesote no. Enti the last one e fa nkola ho. In the sense usually no be say when akola e ba UK the general rules ne say as I say ne mame ne papa they should be currently, in UK, we were to me, mame ne mame being parents, and our papa ne papa being parents. Into rules, actually, omoka say one parent and the other parent. Into semeka mame ne papa, I mean one parent and the other parent, based on what suits your arrangements in your unique setting. Mame fanasa. Into what the rules ne kind of say before the rules, before August 3rd, nearby and say one parent one, any parent two. So what your application na? So mumienu omo wa hanom omo wo nkrata obetumi ay application na manaba. Se ba na se akola no ne parent baako ene wa hanom. You should be able to explain and justify why that parent is the only person making the application. It doesn't really matter say ebia and the other parent no or hanom a onim krata. Once onim krata no technically no omu no as obi or hanom. Say ebia the other parents no so or chrome ebia or Ghana na Burkina Faso. What happens, let's say, you should be able to explain how and why the Home Office should a favorable decision and now granted with visa and beba because the parent the other parent were a chrome back on no. That means say obi to me no. Bibia wo ye wa hanom no obi to me provide for sa akola no. Say sika na obe man obi to me man sika. And I mean in an instant na sika no eko. Internet wɔ hɔ no wobɛtumi afra akɔla no wobɛtumi hu no fili wobɛtumi akasa say emotions no pair, you know, then you meet all those things. But in meeting these things, no, you want to show say you are the sole parent in the life of the child and I will exercise parental control and you have full custody over the child. The child is totally dependent on you. These were some of the previous arrangements. Law now went on to talk about exceptional and compelling circumstances. But what happens, let's say, exceptional and compelling circumstances, no. Law no when to me I explain it, what leads into that, because what it generally spoke about was parents back and a parents other one and a one parent. That was arrangements na no more, and it applies to skilled worker, parents, person or baba hanom, spouse route, anything. So if I say akolana or neighbor, no, these were the arrangements. But the new rules, who say there's the reason why this new rule no buy is to explain near a sa compelling circumstances no. So see, I know we have a case similar to that, but no still never court. My decision it would have been so ripe. See, I say I would have explained more on this to support or actually seek some or what do you call it? Explain closely connected to near cano, but cause my decision into a betraying. Now, no, this new rules no more explain it, you know. It is not just to say we are kola we to me abahanum because we're relative were UK, maybe our uncle and our auntie were UK, into we to me abahanum. Based on our interpretation of the law, no, the compelling circumstances in this instance, no, it relates to ebia. Let's say akolano or your orphaned. Ne mame any wiase, ne mame aka baby, ne papa aka baby, and as I say na meka first no, parent 1, parent 2, omo aka baby. Because the rules already provide for parents. It is nothing new. But in this instance, no akolano ne parents omaka baby enti oni obia. Apart from SARS situation, is it the case say obia eni honum a obetumi ahwe akolano wo baby akolano wono? Those are some of the reasons. Those are some of the things the Home Office would look at to meet such what do you call it, compelling circumstances. No, and now ebia the welfare or the life of the child is at stake. Those are some of the instances. One example, let's say ebia akolano, this was, and this is also a live example. Akolano, no nene papa nete. Ne mame no ejuma no no, she moves from place to place. Inti onye akolano koma ne papa. No nene koma ne papa no. Ne papa no, unfortunately, you know, or assaulted akolano. Not the physical assault or assault akolano. And akolano, she kept it for a long time till a call camp be and or disclose. So in a situation like this, no, you can see that the parents are not suitable people to take care of the child. The welfare, sebane welfare, and the welfare is at stake. The mental health is at stake. The well-being is at stake. Who can provide for the child? Obetumi akase akolano or sheno to make sure say nyama wa femuno onya sa nyama no, she won't be affected by this. These are some of the reasons which point towards compelling circumstances. And you should be so all I'm saying is say in situations like this, you are looking at explaining why the parents cannot play the role the parents were playing if they are absent. Perfect. When I say absent, ebia omaka baby. Why is it the case, say, the support you can provide, no one to mean provide it from where you are, and that will not be sufficient for the child. Those are some of the things you are looking at. The welfare of the child. You are looking at, will there be any kind of protective arrangement for the child? Aside that, no, sa kolana bahanoma, accommodation, baby awono, is this baby as a kolano ba, obeba be, I mean, obeba ohaumu, ana baby a obano. There are rooms sufficient. Obetumenya baby on any way to lay her head. Is it something you are able to afford? Is it something and so say so bahanoma we will seek out obetumedi. These are some of the things that fall under the compelling reasons. I would also add, say, examples like, me pese me name sister ba eba UK na eja metumi ama no better education ana say economic provision no metumi ahwe akola no to that extent. That is not what the Home Office is looking at, and that doesn't fall under exceptional and compelling reasons, because because we live in a fast world, these are things you can actually provide from a distance. So you should be able to provide more. So that is where you can meet compelling circumstances. No, Obin Sobeka say, your friend is saying, me uncle no bano mesheno na eja metumi ama no better life. Inti me pese me adopt no. You just want to make sure, say, the full import of adoption, no, what you say, you sought the advice of a legal expert. The parents, no, they've understood it, so that years down the line, no, omo can say, mama, no, okay, different story, you, and yes, I know, way, okay, traying, crass, I know, ye crama, colano buy, no, I mean, as I'm talking about this, no, nearby my dream is, there was this gentleman, a couple of years ago, no, krom baako wɔ Africa, mempɛ sɛ mɛfrɛ no, nipa kono no yɛne ne ba hanom sɛ nka ɔmo ba bɛtu ne kidney baako na ɔmo de aboa nipa kono no ne ba. Na akola no ba hanom no, later on, so for mame wokai, later on, no, akola no call hospital, no mo bisa no questions na ade. And omo hu say, papa no, to say unti ase, he doesn't really own who nea koso no, onim so omo ba betu ne kidney baako, there are implications, health conditions na ade. And also, masa, enya sa na omo ka try me o lie, we ne de omo boa, say, what happened at the end of the day, no. Papa doctor no wa hanom no boa ebusuafo no ono nso sisia no we losing a license akofa baby akola no nso no eja se ne kidneys ne nye adwuma nti sisia no omo no na omo ne call court no for criminal matter no eja omo jai no ba ne maame ne papa omo ye big people wo krom no ofie no sisia no omo wo we beka say we what do you call it counterback. Inti it's just to explain, say, inti sa wo ye bibi ama obi a opeso boana. Just make sure, say, omotiase, they understand the import of it. Even so, it could even be people say you did it out of a genuine heart. But look at this example, for instance. Ebi omo ye no out of a genuine heart. But later on, ni pakno beka so masanya sana mekai na kofa baby. So the creme de la creme for eneno has to do with the child bringing children into the UK so far as one year parent, but the threshold necessary meeting it's a bit high, so just make sure say you have Wubenya arsenal and it will be in place, and then you can support it. I think say on the whole, no, sorry, let me also add and so say there's a new one which has to do with asylum. No, currently, there are two major things regarding asylum. One, no, Omaka say depending, let me put it this way, say depending on baby we claim asylum no from no ebia to me ban say now we baby na we kokomu nkopo no beche wo ana bibisa enti immediately no we claim asylum ebe to me so aba say ebia now we do airport no ana we do train station now we dey ba hanom no na we claim asylum. So depending on baby what asylum claim no estati fee sometimes no the interview processes no ebe more, but omo ka say omo person almost streamline. I mean, and you say omo ka say see no what is happening. They say they have streamlined the process. And he said, "What claiming asylum says here, they are looking at just one interview." Because in Kasofi Airport, we interview later on so no set date. Now why another one. And that is the new thing. But it is only in so much say interview no more, it wasn't sufficient and they need more. Then in rare situations, no more for another interview. The next one for interview for asylum, no so so for mommy, why are you excited? The next thing for asylum no so no say almost say no almost bi omu ni pa enti so almost share no mu who say wo asylum claim no a waste of time and I be bibi a wodi two mu keke ma menka ne sa no ombeto atwene completely enti these are some of the rules 53rd of August no aba I say yehu now we know how best to support or we know how best to guide our ways going forward. But as usual, no say questions be wo ho aija eno ntin na ye wo honom no ye beboa ye tiefo no na say wo de no ye very specific and unique eno ne de wo bebe fie your office na ya hwese na ye beboa enti me de beto
da
hands
wo bibiara say lawyer Pauline and actually your memo update aba so migration matters update no no na ka me pese en domestic violence and so no yemre no ekọ kakra next week no because eno no nko ane ye a whole program na nkasa next week nyame yadoma wa prepare was fully prepared and enye no na nko be kan me na me ka chente lawyer yemfa update ne mra because update yaba no ebi ede update ne ebi ede no kra ne say asylum seeker wodi adura screening interview wa wo be kum be 3 times ebi kra timi ko be 4 times so wo be call first screening second screening akota screening sa wo bo se na wano efomfom asem no bo sa how can say how can say enti say di obo so be call screening no ba ko pe umpewe na apede ba de lawyer me pa cho am forces for de no betimi a go through kakra e de ama me sa ye won kofo wo ha wo mo so mu hia na minim sa am forces for de ye nkofo no ho so no ye nimu sa enti no na me pa cho betimi akomo ama me ne ma bie phone lines no wo pese wo ne lawyer ekasa lawyer office number 0208 075 2860 lawyer Pauline Frasesi a wo frase me some ne lawyer Pauline ekasa wanya letter every e home office wo pese okofa ma me wo papa wo nua obusuani free Ghana ba ana wa nkasa wo nkrata mra so pese wo ye wo gina wo ba so wo ba na ne passport na wu he me kura me say passport na wu a emmo wo musuo fa nkọ sa wo ko renew because ko renew ye be je free wonsam passport no ewu a na wo maame no won krata aso o pese wo koye won krata afre Pauline o fre lawyer Pauline as lawyer Pauline me ba ne krata na wu premark kuntunkunu e na ewure adwo wati ase aha enti ade no ewu nti me pa cho lawyer me ne dai wo de ko okwa obebo ne ta without the passport no or better ne ta e de amam me pa cho office number 073 864 5467 073 864 54673 me pa cho ana wanya letter wo maame no papa no kwaje won krata na wo ko ye no home office for abre wo letter na nsem wo mu busa wo no you can bear with it me pa cho o frɛ lawyer Paulina obenya botsere waben ye kase wo ba ben waben obi ni madia ye kase ono san lawyer wo o ye barrister me ba lawyer ai o ye barrister e wo Ghana Barry ene ne star barrister e wo Ghana enti me pa cho wa pagya machine no e de ato ne yam mascot de lawyer Frank say mascot de ye frey with God all things are possible. No comment for enti me pa cho wo frɛ wo mo a sabre ya ye program ya frɛ wo mo na ofra bo buku appointment was maybe some lawyer Pauline kasa ohia obefrɛ wo kama na emomo no wo pese se si ya wo busa question ɛmfa update nsɛm yi ho koraa any question bia so do application at home office we ye care ye twa wo visem say wo bi agya awawade na wan kan kyerɛ wan ma wa update why woda obi do aba abrochire without notice wo giwu sika puduo wo situe sika sei na wontumi wonu obi ye adwuma na adwuma wo ne nipa ne ye no ntua wo ka otua wo ka gu nsɛm woni proof e de na abeye me pa cho betimi afre studio number wa asalo ye be ka eye armed forces of wodie Ubetumi Afre studio number 0750242279 0750242279 offer WhatsApp amefa ana wo hwe wo TikTok nso a wo request ya lawyer be pick na ye busaw ne no wa twetwe nkomo lawyer armed forces for updates maybe phone lines e dia tum
but the armed forces no essentially no way new law no efa omo a omo fi outside the UK. Ebia, what person when won baba. Say usually no that way the normal roots ne say way parents ni na omo baby fako. But this rule no efa way parent back say ebia way a parent back what person when wo baba no you can actually allow your child, I mean you can make an application emma what way wo bana wedi below 18 no obeba hanom way to come and live with you. Okay, generally, this was something I wouldn't to mean based on ways. It wasn't a straightforward route. Let me put it that way. Say where armed forces nipenti wobaye essentially based on your dependents, blah blah blah. Say say you can actually come as a dependent, but there will be a new rule to come to support this, it will actually come to provide some kind of clarification or justification for dependents so what do you call it, who they are likely to accompany armed forces officers, as well as to clarify who falls under dependents, who can accompany such people under the international visa routes. Inti we ni na no efa external applications for armed forces on for, but enye within the UK to say bia wo doing further leave to remain nesanya no.
Emra entesa and so armed forces for manya power baninya 18 years yes to be to me at the number Mary me pacho me chow Mary Mama Mary me pacho ma more TikTok no me pacho mo mute mo ho Maria me too ho me try me too to me e mute ama.
No, Auntie.
Yes, darling, sweetie.
Pacho, person this lawyer say, the person in family bra, but the mama and the papa, now, bitch, I'm the same bet my bet my affidavit, ama, maybe a corona ban person.
Affidavit, keke. Okay, lawyer me pacho se ne bra person ko fa ne bra baba na wo bra ne one na yiri nyina ate ase na wo bi so betimi ayi affidavit o mo betimi ayi affidavit ama no na wo de aba eye no kra na.
Okay, in Pacho, first of all, question now maybe can say one, what brand or yakola? So yakola, then you are looking at meeting the routes for children. So person when it what bra ban when it what dreams when it under the EU routes, is it because you are under the EU routes? That also raises questions. Now, what can affidavit? Generally, affidavit a kasafa facts. Ain't it to say mature letter say mature affidavit say if anything Mr. Mature affidavit says your friend lawyer Pauline Bium, your friend lawyer Sweetness. It's just a statement of fact. It doesn't any statutory declaration put higher. And for purposes of even what do you call it, moving beyond one country, this is not the kind of document you would be looking at. So is it the case saying the parents into mention? Are you looking at adoption? Then you want to consider those options. Is it so person to the EU rules? EU rules, is it the case say you meet it? Is that route still in place? It raises questions. In Pacho probably would be good to give us a call, and then Naya share to me advice with you so that you don't complicate things at the end. Thank you.
Adopting no. O ma me ne papa ti asenti no. Wontimi nje affidavit empo yi yumra mu kra no sese no yasesa. Why?
Now, my second question is, Patrick, now, over property, I say, now, when you apply, I say, so, we from out be our Ghana in case of any possible, and I say,
Yes, of course, possible. But me, I will not the amo be or Ghana. Baby, any panny would be a bit to me, the Ayamano.
Okay, yeah, okay. Okay.
Ernest, Yabua.
My bachelor, I want to say,
Yamiatum, sweetie.
my bachelor, but then Busa lawyer say, my a refavor on, but you need to castle. Lawyer Franklin, your mammy, but why in any week. But me boss of many years, man, I'm a bit in a fika crowd. Nothing me a day in a back end by recently 28 years in me. 28 na day, where your mammy. But me share code na and my boss on my bed 28 for no 29 from one bed time say copy say share code member. And I saw a friend me to be catch and say if me brass or mention next week in terms of say a bassa na to share code to my bed time to quite bear so na me first one meet my share code.
Now share code is share and your refavor and friendly refavor friendly fee waiver. Fee waiver share code no de ovisa na wu no unhu share code no ebiem enti letter so we fee waiver no wanya email bia ana frɛ lawyer o frɛ na obema o letter e ma de akoma manager no
wanya email bia but
enti o frɛ na obema o letter but most of the companies no mo nye letter ni ntum enye 100% say letter na lawyer de be ma wakono a e kire say wo application no home office no obeji atum company be brain no enye ntum omo be so omo be twen say home office be approve wo application e da home office no omo be approve amount into friend lawyer Franca obema o letter na wo de akoma wo manager no
to mamenti forms no number bi wo so de ma
o
ma no sister na
omunyintu yes yeah onyintu
Mbache needing the same
lawyer bra
Mbache needing the same my friend of area
also did the same
Ernest Yeboah
okay your best friend afterwards.
Okay. Enti no
good pa do nya to basema we good pa nyam so ni me panasem say.
Lawyer Frank do the best. Ye kasa lawyer we good or ye humble so a twen wo manager no onyintum sa na tie onyintum until say minim kofo be brama betena fie omo share code ni ho manager ni nyintum lawyer ma wo letter kokora ye lawyer bia ma letter kwa omo nyintum enti twen ebeba. Why? A bad dia.
That's
Me aden so say.
Me pacho SB no.
Me pacho lawyer Frankas man bo nya me want to boss here. Timi dana se pa say no to boss here wo nya ma me ene me ha ni nyina so nya to boss 70 dana se pa mam se. Me
dana se e dia amount nya me hraw. Me pacho SBN call. SB Beauty Homes. SB Beauty Home.
Mama, me pacho, good afternoon.
Yes, darling.
Me pacho, me person me busa lawyer say, mawo na me jina me baso na me deje me die me yefi wewa. Bet me kobo me nsano no nyame adma ochina na 1 year. Me nti wo monka, nti na me bisa say, metimi ya request me right to work nenka e bia metimi dia start adwuma na say me ntwen.
Lawyer me pacho bremai.
Okay, nti mame we once a year first application no that means say wuni nkrata and sana woye wo application no. Say wo nkrata and sana woye application then that means say wutumi twaso. So that enables you to get right to work and right to right to work, right to rent, no. But once a year first application, no, as I said, to me train, no we with decision, no, and no never wow. Now wait to me you say no to do other things. Ebia sikana winyane is not enough nyama no way to me bibia, but until then, no, as I said, would train with decision, no. That's what I would advise.
Mami answer. Mama Busa lawyer number. Office number is 0208 075 2860. Me bacho ye 0208 075 2860. Another number 073 864 54673. Abnavi Martha. Yes, good afternoon, Yanko.
The passion, the Tony Busa lawyer say, maybe say application, no more refused to know. I'm to say, Busa said, say, warrior, or person in the Kuniba school, and of only dependent. Is this going to be problem on that? Because refuse and almost say, the birth certificate in the original.
Nikuno me tiasie. Wo sister ne wo yenye krumi ha.
Daloni oni Ghana.
O Ghana and no your application. Any amfa visa na ama no.
That's why I know.
E nikuno na wo be school no no. Wo kan nikuno, wo nikuno visa ye de ama no. Bibi kan bi yom.
Me say nikuno be school ha. Na because no ye ende o ye ne say ne papa na de ne ba e no mo refuse no. Then the birth certificate is false. And as I say no nikuno be school ha e no person ko de ne kan over.
Nikuno no wo be school a wo be ye den. Or be your research.
That's right.
Okay. Yo.
And so we refuse to do if any birth certificate in the force no. Is it going to be problem there?
Birth certificate na ye forgery no. And no o man bande no. O man bande na de nikuno aware ana nikuno betimi de na ba. Na mo also making sure say aware na ye genuine. Possibilities of betimi afreni interview very high. Enti mon package application o frɛ lawyer Pauline obeboa mama ya application na e bi kwa interview kwa em frɛ mo.
But on your me adding there.
Yo me pacho kasa.
But on your me adding say once at the Home Office or we refuse it on the basis of a birth certificate, no, that means says a red card, no. So we another application now still no edawudimu. Until that issue has to be addressed at any point in time. Otherwise, no, we won't say, oh, yeah, more applications, different types of visas. Now, Akobana say, Ombeka said there's actually an ulterior reason for coming to the UK, and it's not based on what you are doing. And Timpachobe to me a friend, I share my why.
Oh, hello, mommy.
Yes, darling.
Pacho, good morning.
Me dof me jo so sweetie.
Pacho, because I'm in Canning Nambo, no answer any prayer. Pacho, near the kind, many are Joe, hunting coming because more sorry, many be Manchester, maybe Manchester. I come joining.
Me pacho there be any be Manchester. Ye your program no aba.
Okay. And I'm Pacho near the Monsono, me coon here support where any be. Na Pacho, me independent. Now, my person may be success, maybe I prepare indefinite way now. If I was some me dependent, so my exams and
Lawyer Bray indefinite skill worker for no care oh yeah care. And our skill worker for no omo kwaji indefinite omo bo omo di English by no omo kwaji indefinite omo be trouble for ana. Say yes ya dependent for no so be trouble ana.
But for way for say about indefinite leave to remain, you need to meet all the requirements. And see, there's no exception for dependents. You need to meet the requirements. Or you're way above 18, you need to meet the requirements. Because you get a higher threshold where you can say because all the limitations never visa so no omu yini na until you must show say we will be you know what it entails to be somebody they can say is settled in the UK. It is so meeting in yeah.
Now,
I don't want no ukru ni English na matriculation. Me say indefinitely yedru so a matriculation for bobomonsem. And they won sua ni sesi a wate. Mon ko choro to ye 2 years. Into watchoro no wati no akotworo watchoro no wati into be choro ti sa mo so ko bi a question no wadwe baba e de gu ni tirim be bi oba no atwe mienu bi no o de abeto no okọ no akotworo no wati no akotworo me kotworo me driving license me go me driving test theory there adisua ma bon ankasa ba me exam bi adoma me bia metene life in the UK test me kata mani a sesi a me ya because me fun so da bia me ye na me koye practical lawyer me feri me fourth time me practical me fourth time na me pass ye ba me koye theory me teneta se le ba practical me na metimi tuka na me buafu na me jaka na si no wu junction na me nam na driver na etie mu frɛ me come back because
enti me pacho say o manya je 5 years na tuma na o ma extend no
eno de mai enyame adoma October ena o de beba October na o de end settlement no update nyina nyame adoma enti enyina ye mompa ye me gidi say 5 years no ebe gina ho a but emayo emai ti munyina no monko bompa ye
Matimami, yamisha bebre.
Me pacho wa phone so no yenko. Na wo kunu ne so mumfra matriculation for no mumfra se na mo munsu abrofo no ate. Hello me pacho wa phone so no lawyer tie.
Hello, mama.
Hello. Sweetie, good afternoon, Medofo.
Good afternoon.
My yes social work application last year, okay. And I'm not very response to the one repeat application said because of the response and one responding. Responders correspondence and responding to document request of content minimum wage on 23 months before the way was offered. But the issue is that the employer and employee correspondence I law them one responding to but me
Sister Gina Faku and I saw one nantia o ye domiciliary na.
Me fashion be before me wa bon sorry.
Antia wind okay. Into a man corresponding to in short near refusing to dear be on pacho.
But the issue is say from the HR department responding to request before of 10 days working days responded. It is that the person me had decision with you. What is the possibility?
Possibility ne so omo de be ma because most sponsor na fed your ma rectify no ma respond there. Nyame ya adoma omo de be ma either say me sen ka me no wa me ana o frame ntima ka make say you don't need administrative review ka ye new application e fa komo mo ba wo de kwa wie nyame ya adoma omo de be ma why
okay ma
love obapa love ada nanake at AB nanake wonso ada me UF free so
Mabana.
oh nai obapa
Yes.
yeah okay me do kuma me de tia no yes
Pacho, person me be say lawyer say my citizenship no be ama me ma me no ba ko 16 na ba ko 14 ye free Italy na buy nti aba ama ya kwa ya passport no ama mama panyi no o ma fe interview na akasa ofie ama ne passport aba na 3 days Friday no
meba lawyer mami musa we because so friend me I think 3 weeks ago and I remember a couple of months ago obi so friend say wakwa ne ba British passport when you 16 years a friend interview na say no omo ye natural registration am omo ma no ne from interview na say oba no nye 16 years I from interview because me my passport we me omo nyina de ye omo ye mpanimfo
ma bla 16 years and o ma flo me ba 16 years and
enye omo nyina na say me buy ayi is it how many weeks na mko your passport me was 16 years me was 17 me was 18
so for my meta what there no a renewal
a renewal
yeah
okay enti renewal dey no omo koye registration e bu so mo because what can we say nipa ba me ensa se for no mate free
because they say omo hu nipa no na omo de command no
me pa cho yen kasa
inti ma na ayi o ma na yi ne bibia wi ama o mo de passport na ble no
good
na kitwa na o ka ho no o mo de panyin passport no o mo ka che se ye mfa birth certificate birth certificate no so ye ya post to dia komo o mo Italy dia ye ba ha o mo de ma ye ba no
na Italy dia no man translate
yeah ba fo na ye me na ye bibia de ye citizen you know citizenship no ina na de ye
o mo je
do se ko passport no ya o ma ye passport na ma panyin no ya ye bibia feli bibia anti omode ama no ma try mi kunu email say yen send birth certificate na birth certificate no so ya send ya de akomo omo panyin na o ma send ne ono ne the documents in aba say 14 nti menti ase nti a me fra bisalo ya say no
na wo mo de ketwa ne passport na ba
da bi akaketwa ne de no
e no mo be busa asem nsan fa ne birth certificate ne mbra
ya ntachwa
na birth certificate na mo se mo de ko
ya de kwa ma omo nsa ka mo say no omo nje enu bi yeso no ana de ba ha de ye bi
it doesn't matter until onsa wo kasa ne busa asem ma translate
citizenship no citizen you know kwa no ana de ye enti
na se so ba bia citizen for wo ma men kan asem nkyerɛ obi timi koje British passport me passport yi we obi timi koje British passport e ma ne ba na wo maame no wo de the same passport na British passport for na issue ama no e de akọ home office e koje nkrata ma wo maame no ho wo timi de home office for ni timi ka se passport no ma issue ama no e error passport na wo mo a e de ama no o mutimi ka se document na wo de kokoje ye no wa amfa kwan papa so lawyer Abramai was say the same birth certificate no and wo mo de call home office ekwe naturalization registration man kra no ba passport office we so who say two different department passport office for ne say omo de omo nye sa birth certificate Italian no omo ntimi ready omo nye omo anka so omo reason ni say nti omo nye omo ntimi ready ana say
omo anka say omo ntimi anje omo say omo nje say ya ba omo ye who say na
omo nje sa foreign
ya je enu bi sa foreign you know enu bi na e de akoma omo
na che so omo ntimi ye translation e was some ye
say enu ana ye ba de ye bibia omo ye bibia anu ana omo de ye omo
lawyer opeso who say registration department one registration or naturalize akra no or register akra no mo je passport birth certificate na tum no Victoria for no mo ye passport no betimi akase o mo so mo mpe ana
enti so for my test any our kind no home office as in UKVI no omo ye different from HMPU as in His Majesty's Passport Office. In His Majesty's Passport Office no omo share passports ne sanyama no omo ye totally different. Enti yen to menka say because we use say for previous applications no I mean you bet to me gina so but not in every instance. But Mpachonia, I kind of say, I think that there may be more questions than answers because here a phone program no. And probably not fraying afterwards because as I say, you senior form nete the birth certificates. No, sometimes no, a bit to me about to say the explanations were not fully in English or there were some kind of reasons that is why they need to do that. And we need to see near passport office HMPO for no so omo so that you bet to me address it. Say to me say a bit to me so about say there are specific requirements. Say eba what do you call it? Say eba documents from other European countries. There are specific routes you have to go through. But mean to me, said this is what applies to you. And now it was an error on the part of HMPU. Intim patch of Freya. Now you to me actually senior bit to me abow.
Tie, it doesn't matter, sister Tie. Wobetimi akoye wo mani nyina 10 enkrata. Yebetimi di ama omu nyina ba akoye mfa ma no. It's not necessary say case worker so who post to ni nyina ba omu no case worker ba ako e na ehwe nkora ni nyina ade. Omo allocate emma different case worker.
Okay.
Minim sa what ya say a. Enti ebia de wo ye wo ba ne panyini ne de no nyo no na eye ketewa ne de. Enti ebetimi abase de wo ye ma panyini no obegye sa birth certificate na tum. Ba de wo ya ma ketewa ne betimi akasa minyintum.
Okay.
Ebi nso so a or one reason. Enti the lawyer can said there is more to it than the answers. Enti wo ba na wo ye wo lawyer no ontworo ne brofo na wo de tworo ye naturalization mu nyina no ontworo nko enye san so afre lawyer o frɛ lawyer ono no be hunu because eno na mode aye mu bibia mode be akurumi ha enti lawyer betimi agina so protect with that ba wo ba no onye lawyer o ne limit wa kwapem
now one day omo ka so you stand for we birth certificate na ya post your come on dey on kan bibi omo dey buy
na bibi ni wo beka ne pen animal law enti wapem enti say no waya ade ono ne de na ba waya ade o na adwene da fom enti say frɛ lawyer o mpe me lawyer na betimi afa lawyer bi a wo pe bia
why me o po me frɛ lawyer we na ma hwɛ
o frɛ na obehwe letter na wo mo de abre wo no obetimi a challenge wo mo because eno na wo de baaye and wo ba no anye careful no ko challenge wo mo kra bi kra no mo so kra nipa no e fa na ni so wo wo ka se no na me ba ne so de ye de ama na ade no no de e fa ma na ye betimi aka cho se wini bibi sa birth certificate kra na enyusu biom enti ene wo ba panyin ne kra de ne atwam what I say enti deal case no with amicably
na me pese me hu se me nko Italian best will have birth certificate from France and was Adam Pissing and I say me yama
Italian embassy won kwaji birth certificate e be the same Italian kasa na was
so
so no more krom ha yin tin I don't know
okay kwai o mo krom aso mbe ma abrofo de a e kromi ha brofo a e de a enkanu so a good idea ba wo de wi a won lawyer nkasa why me pa cho wa phone so ne yenko was say Erama Sika say ma they just called me for interview for my parent road application. One after lawyer na home office for na after oh
home office
oh so sorry enye she say who your application the all lawyer dada ko hu lawyer say ntimo ye den o lawyer be guide o ba say wo lawyer ni ntimi guide wa after lawyer Pauline obeboa na wa guide o kama why enye she enye hu me pa cho wa phone so ne yenko good morning please give me all that chance
10 years no na wa wo ba wa ha no say I think na wo person wo de o ba ke renew wo de ni to person wo de me ka ho a wo be ya Ghana passport ama pala na na say person wo no wa ha no wo ni Ghana passport
na wo ba no wa ha wo kura de enkrata
10 years parents
na che so kwa 2.5 years into ba no onye automatic British nti ye wo Ghana passport ni bi ma no na wo de aya application ama no
Capture you. Now they waiting 7 years so for your indefinite na 7 years.
wo de Ghana passport na na beko unless say wonya 10 years na wo koje British passport ama ne dia inti de wonya 7 no wo koje indefinite a lawyer de wonya 7 wo koje indefinite o mema ne British passport na wo Ghana passport na no de beko akoje ne indefinite no
But on a Ghana passport
me
now.
pacho lawyer
That is your form of ID.
Mr. Lawyer mon ko pecha white ni bi ma me why lawyers oh sorry lawyers Ghana passport na no de beko
Oh, person a barrister.
ai me hada bi me lawyer me pe barrister me person me ye judge ankasa because me my brain say some judge wo mon cheche white ni judge for che na tintin bi no
Judge, very senior ones. No more generating sempanti. Ebe cover uni fefe ni na.
me ba cho say
Mama Pacha na be bisa said that means ba ko na no die onya di na be ya more like normal 2.5 no so say me Ghana passport.
wo ma no wo wonya British enti wo ma na wa wo mo ni nyina ne de wa wo ni de wo wa wo ni sese no be 2.5 years na me boa wo no 2.5 years ni crowd enti wo ma ni nyina no eye Ghana born UK enti wo ma ni nyina no obeji Ghana passport de wo kwaji indefinite no wo ye 7 years enti won timi nye British enti ono so be ye ono crowd de Ghana passport ne dada me boa enti eno na de be kwa akwaji indefinite ne de ama no right
Pacha last one obi wo Ghana that's the wife e wo promo ha na ofana ba on the skilled worker route so as a dependent or better English
na nipa no we
ono no
nipa na ne wife na wo wa ha no we
or Scotland
oh friend ne ka chen so me hwe bibi konkofo mo hwe no dos me ansa wo mo ono wada yenso yete ha why me das bye bye lawyer say no ano no eno ano no yenye enkofo o kiw ni so me pa cho oba pa yenko nana kebi wada mo de mo ne da akonoba mame.
Yes, mommy.
Sweetie yenko.
Okay, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sweetie.
Me admire for my papa.
Sir, Miss admire for our papa.
Madam for you maybe. Oma me so me so na me come fio.
Madam for you, me amu de he.
Portia.
Portia. Portia de wona for doso. Hey, obi so friend me, is it 3 days ago?
Na Oma me so me papa down for latest.
Me ne friend latest so your Portia mame. Ba say me mame o your step mother nti me mame.
Yeah, I know. Yes, sorry.
Aye, into oh okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I said say me cousin be over Kuma with the skilled worker route maybe. And
Alison Zianka Kedi, me grandmother no size. Whoa, yo, sweetie, paper chayam kawaii.
And Nyakupoya more the skilled worker na buy. 1 year over a matriculation our baby. And then Nyakupoya do, Ubinya Bema papa, Ubinya Bema and Casa Ukuma.
Yeah.
And matriculation our Nujem too. And divorce matriculation our and Ubinya Kumeni worrying and parampara. Or why if ye the upper sign or courts. I might say bear money din.
Actually so.
That's on the so. See Yamin Chadi, Omoyan one fan call a Fikisi mansa. Yamin Chadi mana wasa baba.
Oh, that's good.
Into a way. One in the recruitments and semi income was a member controlling the Pacacacre. Ain't no, or banner I smart on the set or the bear mamma, a dean the professional bear mano atabansi. And yes, sir, controlling now, Nenny to us from our woman who say a red flag into a person then a banner DNA, wow. Agent so ye. And now bear man catching so then a banner DNA went to me fine ye into a frame ye can once I'm said with you.
And you're no crack. And you're no crack. Obeti ojina bear man so a year short, you be 5 years, which is a be content. And to me, na controlling the sister, what warrior, but your baby control never. But I need too much, sir.
Really too much. Your money, go baby.
Or worry, brony.
Bibini pa.
Ghana ni na money needing in Piango baby.
Money knew be a Bema Pro. It's a bush, old school friends. Just a only for your Bema piano, intimate in Casa.
I don't know for banner by.
Your banana and the cousin and the back.
So, who be she a muwaha?
Hey,
our real prisoner. And the end, the lawyer never sent can domestic abuse you. When you say, hey, on you to bear manning, on Warreno. On you to bear manning fanye, so only bear man cry ye dear manna. I die a dinner, Nincrata neighbor mano nano. Abuses now, raining in a abuse, on man and call phone casa, man impeding in a abuse. On keeping the records and so on. Ye didn't crack any man, ne panyan. Hey, now abuse no apajanity or home. Ye be man indefinite leave to remain. And yes, sounds so or the nebana ya, ye be man 10 years. Na so the nebana ya, or nebe many ya warrior into control na ebeba. Unless say, or the nebana ya, or beka say any meja warrior, me bear co. What you say? But would you know banner so ye? Now what that's what you are na sia mabo metim hey kwasia utiabo form why you say eno obeda so aka what you say woni so far sa woni ne tene nko ade da bia obedi watem enti no opese eye short wa sister onyina ni kunu na asoje ogina ni kunu so je 5 years
okay
atemdidi enkumu nipa meme kura no enye abuse wasemi a lawyer na minim say atemdidi kan abuse ho
we pardon busa no nya atemdidi ni say na say dipa out freedom me do freedom there be am ka chere say ne dey am me say you wouldn't cherish freedom till it's been taken away from you know that is one thing you know enkomo o back door
yo
let me know about it
mate me da say why na me fani Obapa da Lord
Wa be Obapa makasario
Obapa kasawie okay Lord he is God.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes darling.
Sure. Maybe a long story.
Long story I want your bonnet for mama one patch why?
Sure. Me school worker this and buy.
Say one e kasai. I say nipa 3 na so. Lord na wo kasa no.
No, he's God na kasa.
He is God. Any Lord do mute you yes. Yenko.
Sure me school worker this and buy 3 years ago. So 1 year na me dependent I am kunu ni me banso e buy. Na last year na ye this ani hu ye December mo. Unfortunately, the company so much on more license now yes a switch. Tia switch I could see December near William and I did fee waiver a 2 into a children of February and will be say Obenya sponsor ni be my now my COS and application and I you say Modiaba say a fake. Now after I had this COS no cry I application. Meme ye application with one of me auntie
meba era sika person obusa lawyer bibia requested because the same question and I repeated they just called me for interview for my parent route. So what do you want me to do? E dey na person obusa fa ho request na me fa course bi me we omo so ni wi a by request I will call you me pa cho ma me wo so mo dia ba say mo nuama na ye fake mo COS no
fake na application
na wunya no way
pa cho say
wunya COS no way
obi na linki mi ma papa bi
okay
enti me di tu mu no me ne me anti na ye application ti na ye nim say yes ye be dependent page no so ma enti ye boxi bibia wo mimi page no so na ye send ma wo ti na 2 weeks time when I realize say omodi man say home office man say me seek legal advice enti me contact lawyer no and na o chiro mu say yes and can me apply separately man dependent to two enti almost and by say any effect and a papa sign to say a mistake during application and your best yes US for Eddie Maya. Until within 2 weeks and I was Sunday US for a buyer and I may upload in one page and I apply for dependence. Now I apply for dependence and me dear chili call company now or the amamino echo who say company is your moon in Honshi. It's now yes and I just say still now a fake. It's you can say me my biometric through phone by my dependence a banisan or more biometric and I withdraw application with lawyer and I withdraw application. The withdraw application from February BC ya withdraw and Sunday few when it too sad dana. The others are few when it too for the second time. I'm picking dependent and I picking me no I am until from March 20th a BC now I'm independent or more right to work and last month no home office the buyer say still no one who said any fake
now why show more bandu I don't know and lawyer and a year of size fee waiver application amount
for the second time. Yes, first and second lawyer and your mommy
until lawyer and well who say a fake or
so always in about a me demand and I'll check and I'll see a active until say we would buy say a fake. Until once a year man church how come I yes
enti papa na wokoto si wo wesi free ne wono mom ma ono mechirichire ne brofum what you say
me person
na wonimu na wunya si wo wesi ne free he
me person
enti si wo wesi na nipa kro na wo introduce si wo wesi bura ne ma ono mon ko free nipa no no ko free si wo wesi bura no mechirichire mu.
Yeah, but almost say I am my fault because me na yes and come who say I didn't fake.
Why na say your fault?
Reply now we mo buy.
Home office for. I say home office for ne dey wo na wo no mu dealing. Enye de o ton si wo wese ma wo. Enti de wo ton si wan sure mo be bande. Enti wo lawyer ne say mo ye den.
It did not almost see me or more mammy 10 working days, me more explanation into your decoy, explanation of quiet. And I must you go imagine as I explanation so stone I must say I am me fault into or my refuse. Now the only option I want to say make me apply for
administrative review. That's administrative review no. Ade ye fake no. When the evidence be ade ko kan wa challenge almost say e papa because campaign ne se wo munim few COS no ho hwe enti wo lawyer ne se fa come administrative review na e de na mo de ko prove myself say e papa
enti na lawyer ne say ono no pese o mu yi sa deception na mo de ato
na che se wo ma bande wa na ana so o ma
David omo bande ye
enti o de deception na lawyer ne pese o ye no mu yi free so say ye fake no ne nye fake.
And I'll say, yes, I'm fun to send a bear by time because I send you kind of dinner you fake or you fake. Into yes, I'm the administrative review at the mom. I last month, yeah. It is a Siano. If I say, and no one by anything with us who right to work. But I say, the problem is dependency. And obligation, my husband say. Dr.
Lawrence said they just dropping your money.
Almost unquire few waiver or mummy.
Why so almost dependent in a way waiver?
Also, we say a lawyer being on so and I'm saying, maybe so such years like any possible because almost Cassom a few waiver now. I just say,
lawyer, Bremo and a sister in the casa and a yawa may delay or no one a lawyer that dentino. Nipa no ton si o west ne ma. Lawyer wonim enra me wa ha. Enra ye Tuesday.
Yeah.
Enemy nya call. Na Tuesday normally me pick course because me nya adwuma. Call ne baya na me fa ye lady bi. Me fa ya sister abna. Ena na me call Canterbury o se baby. Na me two kwan. Na o fresh sister abna o chia me ena me Jane so. This tabna me PCOS na me lawyer bi a ono lady no lawyer a oye lawyer ne ono lady na downfo na wo pesu wes na lawyer ne se owo bi ono lawyer ne wosi wes ne bi a adwuma ne was Stratford na adwuma wo ho pa na ono ge ne nkopenkofo emomome yesi wes no full time obemo adwuma Monday to Sunday aje se wo kase wo mpe na ono so oni lawyer ne so openipa bebrebe lawyer wo na ono lady ni nim nkofo sa eno sie sister Agnes Kimpe ne mefre no na me ka chiro na ko apenipa ena me sister me Agnes Kimpe me penipa ma obi mo nko yesi wes ene woni nipa na woni ne kasa no me wo big platform and when it come to immigration and legal United Kingdom obi ani ho but see wes me mpe ehun asem kura tie because why ni papa me nipa boni ni ame ehun ni papa wo be die ni mu akoyesi wo wesama obi na ebia ne se wo die ya wo kan wo se fake chese efiri obi so na eko obi so na abeso obi so e na abeso obi so wo se sister wo ye lawyer no se doesn't matter so ye lawyer sabi wo hu lawyer o mo ye sabi akoromfo da wo hu unhu lawyer si wo wesensense mi ba ye lawyer o mo ye 419 e wo si wo wes wo hu me pa cho me nye interested me when it come to si wo wesa me nye interested e wo si wo wesensense mo kra because any fake no adoso wo no hu say fake enti wo dependent yo wo no a ye main applicant to wan hwe na wo mo ba be bande so wuntumi nye enti wo main applicant o dependent for no fee waiver na wo se lawyer ne so o nye no me lawyer won't me ma ho ansa enti ma wo lawyer no ono nenim de oye ma ne nye de oye ma mo why he is Lord, he is God ma wo lawyer no me adwuma we me nye ma me lawyer ne nye ontumi nye ena me onye me ma ne nye wan kasa lawyer no wa jeso obeye no ma wono a munya abotre ma no ono nenim de oye so obeye fi we ba ma wo dependent na mana abotre nya abotre ma no ma ne nye
na mpacho ne ebeye ye no sana
wo si ebeye ye eno de minim fi we ba kura wo ye de ama wo mo minim enti wo de ono lawyer no wa ye bi ena ayeye eno nti no so betimi aya ama mo no enti ma ne nye ye maninye emamo me fa nkoma lawyer bia because one sha mame mu betu sika egusa lawyer we be du sika enye se me ne lawyer ye adwumenti chenchena afa koma me lawyer nye emfa nko ena wo mukura wo monye lawyer sa adwuma we wogi a woni begu ase adwuma we wogi a home office ko for kra be chesim because one COS mienu ni nyina home office no enwo se eye fake enti wo lawyer kro na wo be gi agina mu se chinchina enye fake no wan hwe home office for be kasa so say wo ye fake die enti wo lawyer no wagi atum se obeye dia ma no because no na ye enti wagi atum se obeye no nya botre ma no na wonye wo de koma lawyer bi wo wa onye agi lawyer wo ye greedy lawyer bi anso gi obedu sika di I am your mother, I'm telling you. Yes, I'm a lawyer, Tientina, Tenchina, Fabre lawyer, a fan comma lawyer be anye. Ombe juicy Katie. Obeboka. Simple. Million metufu.
My John.
Metufu. Opesa o de bre lawyer Paulina Facomano. Metida, lawyer Pauline, would ye? Nasa will erase some before program, so I got Antiana. Any administratively lawyer can say. Any person more pressure, no lawyer. Lawyer can administrative leave you na man e buy any refuse me. Lawyer, e drew wa mama me frame me. And now e wura be frame me di complain ba I hear na me ba be kan. Enti mame. Oh. And if I come lawyer for from me patch will put up wadwen. Sister will put up wadwen adwuma we die me me lawyers me kan twom so munye. O ana lawyer wani munye. Ope, ye be afra lawyer Pauline, why lawyer Pauline di ope.
But nya meka ne say sister, ni hia ne say, won say one kasa wonim ni aba wade no ho. You know what the issues are. At this point in time, no, whatever you are doing, no, you are managing the situation. Kakra me de betu for no keke ne say whether we were lawyer no ho and now person call another lawyer honom no. Sesiano is not about desperation. It's not about express routes. Making sure say who understand the process no. Making sure say your questions are answered. Because when we say it could even be say nyama na waka wa hanom no, there may be some fine lines be you've missed this probably along the way. So what lawyer can say or strategy for you, I just make sure you fully understand it and then you work with him. So I say what's the son on, so I just make sure you fully understand what is going on and you ask your questions. And there sometimes no say you call forum shopping now. It will me say BBR completely. Because people say mate say. So one show who ya na sister nyama say cheng say nyawo pen no. Inti no pen na me to me account, but it shall be well.
Mama.
Yes, darling. Maybe I try and come it off of her.
Mama, no, don't worry, February.
Me da say.
Mama, you mean to me, my sorry, no.
Now, when you. When you. Was there a frost I queen Kotoko?
Mama,
Gina, we are me wiggy.
Debbie.
Ah, well, any we are flame. Me man, and now over flames of Faith Assembly.
Mama, Charlie.
We a church member now back of a bumpire.
Member of a bumpire, Messiah church member come.
Eh, sir, and a minimum. Gina minim na sorry where back of it. Do you hear? Oh, okay. So, where? Na juma ne ma off.
There be my Sundays, mama.
2 year juma Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Tuesdays the other me vampire one. My Sundays na Muslim me work.
And you run our
Emra meant me ama.
Okay, sir.
And next week them ever.
Yeah, auntie minimum wrong.
Patron.
Any one time ma ho. Waba ho ba kupe bi. Ah, yo young
kwai. Ma ya ba kupe. Ma ba me ba pa.
Young kwai.
Ma bla me na me case lawyer no kum nipa na one year date ni.
Oh, na so wo ma so le wo ye ho Debbie sister ade busa question na ko why.
Ma say say na vampire.
Hey, me nyai sa.
Ma me say na me church member.
Hey. Ma bu na jai sa. Me. Yo.
Patron na be a church member. Me register me ho akasa.
Wa register wa e wa so le ho. Church member about 3 years in the room say 6 months in the room your church member ntimi ma brenya isa yo busa question na makunkum mo lawyer ni kum no makoya ba maye you know
ma bro mo
enye wona so te batesi nye wona so te batesi no
ma bro pa chale
yo pacho busa question na lawyer nti
ma bro pa chale question they say maybe say okay isubi na so ni obi foforo enyem wo a nipa ne di ma abofra na be affect uni different ma bless what you say
yeah we dependent in yes and I will be affected unless say we jaya ware because wo na wo da so wa ware ni mu a akora na wa wo no e we dependent in dia.
Oh, okay.
Enti before I wo be wo no e wo say we divorce na wo nante ko wachi e wo divorce certificate ni so what you say
na say na ma what if say in case me pese e bi abofra no e papa na ma abofra ne krata
na say o mi hu na wonyem ti afa na wo listen mi hu na wonyem say mi hu em say be 3 months so say ni say 2 months ni me bo a e na ba na wonyem ti afa na wo pana ne so be kwa akonyem
ma na mi bisato
men kwanyem na ekroma kwa nyem premature ho hye becheche wo no ne bo pe be papa o sister be no yes akra ne papa betimi ama akra ne nkrata na emomu no where obetimi ama ne nkrata where ba wonya ba ne emomu no sese no se wo ye skill worker e randomly na wo kwaje British passport ama wo ba there is more to it enti ansa na wo be wo ne kra prepare yourself and I thank God to say wo de ne de eye papa na ankasa eba enti if west come to west DNA ubetumi aye mbacha wati dem person chonase
Bachani. It's nice a mother send me to Asia. Meets me on Panama, Abafran Crata, and I'm a woman, dear.
Or betimi ama won crat ama kranen crata by yesto no funny easy. Or mo betimi wo wa ware mu no. Empo wo yes skill work akra na wo koye passport no there is question mark. Enti wo san wa ware mu. Wo no Ghana. Wo maame no papa tie no. Na wo maame akotwempana wo akire na nipa na wo no maame obi kuna twempana san ye body na afa ba ni mu se mebeje meba Ghana kura na ye mfa mra nya yu aha ya abrochiro aha ye demra omu bu aware omu respect aware aha omu mumpana omu respect aware enti omu no feel say se wo wo bade a eye wo kunu na wo ne ti aware na se ne ba enti se wo waware wo kunu na wakotwe mpena wa abonten na mpena na ye bold enough aba ni mu se akora ne ye meba mebeje meba na wo kunu ne so ko tabe ono so gina ho se ai monfa nko register akora no they will know say aware na wo ti ase na wo di free Ghana ba ye no kwa no e deception
Okay.
Ada na mpesa ba kuno ni beja waji ni sika ana wotafre
Debbie ma
montafre okay ba wo mpesa obeye ne bone asa wo mpesa obeye ne bone mpesa ne nkrata ne bese meboa
me patwa
ene emonye mo 5 years ni indefinite me emonji wi asa ne waja no ma kwakowo
ma bla mo se dey 5 years na ke kakakra yen sheda nim se bebem se nye we ntino wo se wo pe be do na isi ansa
ba wo mpena wo ne twehye hode
Mpachwan.
Okay, now you kunu Ghana.
Mpachwa.
Okay, that's fine. And your catcher is a one soon pebi. What I say? On also pay it. On also some pay it no na worry. Fashion as for now. Why? Fremeni and Casa. Now crano when you church member and me Casa 10. Prophetess, counselor, or was say plan B. Maminya wife, made of papa. Elena, your last caller. Elena.
Mabla me das
Nyamishra yen kasa. Elena, your last caller. Era wa was so interview ya free. Era yanko, your last caller.
Ma.
Me ba chama mo so nya.
Me di menkata ni tumu January no o ma me busa me hwe enre ya me hon no mo se me de papa ne bra interview
Na che so wugina wo ba so na wo gin krata
me ba twen
wa oba ne British passport no mo di ama na wie
me ba twen abata
de na me ka na bi ni o wo di ama no na wo ko gina kra ne so akogin krata
me ba twen
o kwaji oba ne de ne there is no question to it me bo
no and the two is plan no mo de bra me
na wo ba brochi what is saying
papa ne say 4 years mo
na che say wo ha dada
5 years
wo the visitor visa ne buy and a student and a
no me the student am best we she call a skilled workers to me free skilled workers no and I remember me call for obi ba say me EU enti mi hu ya no wa busa me hwe me EU no me nya results na me de me kata me tun me de parents to me too
onya EU results say wo ye den wo ya aware wo ya aware
Debbie as family roots na me koye EU dependent
na wo maame na agi ama wa na ase hwan na agi ama
yeah me maame na agi ama me
enti requirement o mubusa wa nya mfa nko
me busa mo asempa me hu asem di tuma na me nyem ye enti ma
enti o mo ba betene wo down
yeah enti actually no just last
enti o mo tene wo down na wo de wo ba ne de ni tu mu
yeah
okay oba no Pramak oh
I walk around by force
ma won no nyame ne hene wate ba sa wo enuama wo ho oba no anya sei
1 year
1 year tip only papa no wonye makora no ne wo pictures mfonyini ne wo ma uska 1 year wo je benefit bi ma no
benefits me the kind I'm say minim say man on person be catch am so
oji anase na won fasika nto a o money sika ma ne mfa nto account
or the start to account na
aha ni wo de sika every month on fast into ma
me lawyer ne ya draft bi to say or the month of my cash
also lawyer
but the start to my account muda
that's good.
Good. Or the scan and I'm away no by hospital so we have pictures
enye wo ye no from 1 year no ni picture bi e bi
me no a picture
from akra ne woni akra no
oni akra I think we came on the we sign we no
hanye wo ko sign ye wo ko to akra ne di 1 year no
yeah oh picture
o ma wo ho e bi oba wo ho be fa akra no mo o mesra mo nso mo nkosra no
akosra no once baby
onyini ye ya na usa no
ase na onyini kakra na onyini osakra na onyini kakra fa se no oya yeah
okay se papa no ni no pa
papa no de minim
ti muni di mabra bo mu nkomo papa no wo me wo ba bia na you have to know
muni minim so wa worry nim so baba ndem ya we
na wo won so ba wo de aware bai ana de
me da aware bai baba
ne won so ho nneoma dɔɔso wo de aware bai wo be ye yiyu wo ho nneoma dɔɔso nti from oba no from free Ghana eba wa application na wo de bai no koni kosua ko hwehwe eno ho nsɛm no mu kubusa wo ekwan a wo fa so a wo ware ya wo bai be ma na wo he from Ghana bi kura na papa na ne ba ne akura no omumusa wo ho asɛm omo no bedin komo free Ghana be ma na wo ne baaye no wo wen oni be ma na jai meboa o divorce certificate ni nyina no they will ask bi kura na recent akura ne papa no they won't ask you enti sa be ma no a wo ne no etwem pana oni ne ware na ne baa no frase ne kodi ne ho baba ekwan afa so aba
no de minim no bibia like
that's good mobile ha uma men so dependent no application no di ho nkomo and
I also have idea over all those things and
wo kunu ane no ware ekwan afa so wo hia ne date a wo ware ye divorce mu jaye na we say papa we say no wasua ba besi current akra we papa akra we papa baby a wuhia no mo first time am have sex
hefa ma akra papa the one time
anti one time am obekai say dwaye no kofa wo se ka mu lord kwan ho se party in the park as you table as you nyina you have to know one time okra na ye wo baby aye no acho what you say
okay
nyame ne hene what me da say lawyer wo bibi abeka kire na o say friend interview awade no
mbacho owo lawyer na so se bibi obetumi afre but
lawyer say friend
essential
o friend na no be don't worry friend lawyer Paulina o okay that's good ene na chese no ano no o da no wada na emomwa enyo mo ne be ko akoka wano asemama ti wan kasa from Genesis wa continue na wa ebesi revelation ti you need to yo me da say eradisha ye mfa course bia bio me pacho me the course ni nyina ama eye lawyer me pacho ma mo busa number no monje me pacho lawyer Pauline dwumemu number ye 0208 075 2860 0208 075 2860 me pamocho mobile number esan your WhatsApp number 073 864 54673 073 864 54673 me pacho ofra also wo peloya Pauline ono wo ebetwetwen eye enkomo osi please can I be the last caller? It's urgent. Many kumenu anadweme ma no me bedru fie na abobe for asese ne so ye day break me through ye day break me true wie me nai enam de tie me tie nyina me tonko nso me nai what ase eye urgent obia asem ye urgent Jesus ho ahwan udin Jesus ni nti me fa enye urgent me you afiri so obedi nkomo no na se enye urgent me pa cho me you afiri so no afa lawyer why Jesus love Jesus me pa cho yenko enye urgent me you afiri so nti pa asem ye urgent bra ne beka Jesus
Mabna.
Yeah, na Jesus be no yo ba.
Barbara, Jesse.
Jesse enko.
Barbara, me pacho. Where dear, yadi kaya from Minimiano, yadi kaya from that was about 2 weeks ago. But I think say still na young baby assembly and Bequaco say. Miniane Bahanum say one in your punone free or Mudis US nearby. Na omu bedru no. Bibia you okay. Na I think so money COS the first one no. Na yes be. Nti miniane mom na dependent on your bar and I be money ye mean. Enti miniano guy ne ka so obekwa akopɛ defense COS picture ye na ya wes na wo PCOS ni bi a wo ka kyerɛ sɛ wenya bi ɛna obo price na kyerɛ sɛ miniane betua £8,000 na yetua sika ne de man mabna yetua sika na man na ye twɛn ɔsɛ company no no mo ye adwuma for 3 months ɔmo aye adwuma 3 months na ma 3 months na adru. That was just February ya na ye send this kana edema guy no I will say omoguso omo ye bibia about 2 months now April ye na wa be ka kyerɛ ye say ontimi mfa me nua no emfa ntutu bi ye bisa ni reason a wan ka reason bia amfa nkyerɛ say bia this was the reason ti a ontimi mfa me nua no emfa ntutu picture November ye nso na omo enkrata no ewu anesa ya pa guy ne cho na waji sika na bi okay fine sade ene fa sika no so ma ye na ye hu kwan ye be fa so so a the guy is saying say on fa ye sika no so em fa ma
how
which are only reason bia so nti so on fa sika no so ma ye yu ya kan ye numu nsem nyina adan ya first one odi kan ye sen kana okwa akopesi OS ne bi na eno no we nya nti odi mimia ne sika na tie no meanwhile we are not aware of that first one na o ka ho asem no ye wo ka sure say ye deka 8,000 na ye tue sika ne de man. Nti say map na ye frega ni wiase mamu ha frɛ nyina onfa. And the funny thing is, was I send a divorce letter. I divorce the date was somewhere last year December or November.
Not just what ya match.
Ye divorce no kransa or Jessica no krampo e free yo.
Wonim minim said ya wo kan ye no kra na asanye no kra. Eya na da bia me wo be kan asem chema me pese me tie both sides. Na emom se ye no kra dia kamba be kan asem bi
ma na se number ko ma wo ye ne wugina phone so ka say ye mfa number na ma ye de ma wo friend sai the guy dey answer the call
en kamba be kan asem a kire mama maye
ma brother ka che ye be ye
ehun hia
because at this point
the one say on say nyina ye Ghana fo ho ya na o say wo bi ade a eya musika na waso ode mamo
and then he's not willing to give it
obetua me adwuma egumi so ne dose ma me mabre e na Ghana for mo ye won grateful what I say mo ba so mo nhye kra mo nhye tape won tape okra wo kra ye awura be ya wo kase Jesus love you so o ba so share o ba so gifting na nko akukuru lion tiger nenka de atoso
mafna ya ko sai se bibia no kwa
wo ba ye nenka de gift atoso tiger nenka ohwiri no yese enka mokọ obi na edu obi atemanka tiger lion goat sheep den chemba brofo di say ni nyina anka mo de bi atotoso pretty soon me da say ni nyina nenka mo de bi atotoso nenka de ma me na mitirima me de krache me ma 24 hours if any penny kabre no na mo fa bi ntoso na san say ma daje ma say me credit na me de free mami yi free so e wo de sorry free lawyer be kwa akwadwu sika ma so lawyer say mo ye litigation
litigation COS related litigation
Monye COS litigation only happen skin pain can solve this issue but menye Mr. Free so mami free so na mabre
ma say say enye ne den
de monye na wo mitirim ko hu lawyer
ma ye lawyer ne o
me Kamini uska no ya me anka ba wontua ma me mani kum mo nko ne mpon na wana bo mani kum mani kum Ghana for mo ya de me ya anka mo ba ya lion na ne me ayire me ho na me kasa na me ka interview mo be ko na me the question yi mamo na anka mo de beto so denchem crab of di say yi crocodile na mo de alligator na mo de ho anwan ni nyina mo nye oh lawyer.
Yes, mommy.
Mommy, lawyer ne was the lawyer or friend, me lawyer and Tim Pacho Casana. Lawyer children the conference and Yanko. Now, would nip crona. Why Ginny Sicano? There is a way out. Sabia now was shame, maybe a Ghana for you, I will be anywhere one shame. Whoop or bra, wo shame wootia, friend on a chianeca. Never musica mom, where you are more free, so that's fine. It's your own cup of tea. But what Jessica ne dear won't me can't almost say, would do musica na to see always? Would do musica to see always, dear? You need to put him back, and I'll put her back. I saw the neighbor Toso. What for name Toso? Now you see why you would divorce. That's fine. You will divorce. Name Monokai who say, wouldn't mean in a bar. And a two, what Jenisika? Ain't there is two major equine. Obetimi do afa so a obebo onsamo de ama no enye divorce de we divorce o de home office a obi lawyer be antimi reverse ne back with divorce na emom usika ne there is a way out seconds ta enti wo hwe me na wo tie mi afa sika ma no ma me bye bye lawyer was me wo so a wo person wo kan na
You went here for a dobia say ene eja nyankopo adominti yetumi aye a very lovely session. I hope kekene say obia ehu new rules na aba no. Summary of Nyameka based on ene session ne say eja bibia say wo you bibia na wa show how far ye if you say no it looks like criminal convictions na dear no I yet to say embellishments APP or immigration rules mo and visa applications na dear intimpacho bibia se wo ya na wadwen ho twice bia baby nso ase wokọ ho no mu say bibi betumi aba wo ho no manager na wa show how far because say banasa etumi hadwen pa but that is why we are here to educate and empower your listeners. No, Nyame adominti bibia be kama. Edobia se ye wish you be so a very lovely, fruitful week. Say bibi wa hwa e chewadren a wonye sure. Mpacho we are just a telephone call away, fraying. Say be our employment issue. Just make sure say fraying. No way to me who say nyamate so that you are well informed, well educated. No way to me who say now be you bibia. Apart from that, no. Nyame adomenti day by day yebe share biom and we'll continue doing our best for our society and the community at large. Yedobi ase nyame sha and as for mame wonso nyame sha bebre. Yedamase. Bye bye.
Enipa 25 amo so ne mo amo frefre no more guest ne mo amo frefre me pacho mo frefre lawyer 0208075280 me pacho 0208075280 mobile number 07386454673 07386454673 me pacho lawyer yedase bebre erade nshra me pacho ma menya ne koye wadwuma me da wo twedi amponya akopon abasa yi adomase me da wo bibiara wo ka me ho ma mo ba ye Facebook ma mo share ye mo like erade nshra mo ma mo hwe wo YouTube ba wo share erade nshra ma mo hwe wo TikTok ma mo TikTok for mo ba mo che me gift erade nshra me mo nche me gift mo ncha ade enye honestly speaking me ka kire mo enye wate mo ba ya na nka mo de denche mo ato so mo de abo ano de say lion obi say obi last obi say lion is a day what's it was it $300 so say bibi obi try bibi go so hey now happiness campaign advice am dem ma o friend lawyer beju 2000 o friend lawyer beju bi be kura bro so ma me bi eke criminal case bi na lawyer Frank and I dealing with that case no se omo de ma lawyer barrister na barrister no eje 43,000 pounds barrister no enso so eba say ye nyina ye to adwene no me bitimi make deeper revelation efa ho ye mfa nto ha ye nyi ni sei ye mfa nto ha enti se wo che me lion na say $300 a sa me idea na me de ba na lawyer sekura ni ntimi mfa ma no eduru kuntunkuni interview a mo be kwa obi kura timi kasa kona ne abana skimpin lawyer bitimi kasa kona ne abana skimpin kususu ho nebra enti me advice ya me de be ma potential undiluted advice no wutimi gina so de genkrata ye de wo kwa akotum yetimi gina so ema wo bill eja wo na wo to ade $300 e de chemia enke yesika mi busaw eye 1,000 eye pounds we ye dollars so enke ye pounds sterling e kura na wo de mamia enke kose hwan ye de wo kofie na true abana campaign ya amfa wan tena play man kofie ye detain na se waba na wo be mame was it $300 so $300 enke yesika enke yesika kura kan betena hey na wo to $1,000 $2,000 100 pounds euros ni nyina kambum na de gume so enke yesika aja say aha yo ye de radia say entime patron lawyer nkasa me kanfo eye da raspra funeral cash insurance e de amount o hwe me tie me patcho bomodin secure life secure wo kwankasa ye da raspra funeral cash insurance na wo sabi onkoda achie no wabusuafo ankosresrade ye beji go family kura na ebeye kakra bi ene mama beji asoso eni gisem wo da raspra funeral cash insurance wono ene se me pacho wo betumi aye bia ma wo ma me wo papa wo nua wabusuafo e wo Ghana e wo abra omonteki any medical records enti da raspra funeral cash insurance de £10 wom de wo ankasa wo pe me pacho bra sister secure your life secure your family member and so effort mo eka ho me kanfo eye best deal door to door shippers e the amount mesra wo hwe me na wo tie mi a best deal door to door shippers opeso ship on yama e de kwa Ghana dia ene ne no ane best deal door to door shippers frɛ wo mo se na mo be fa koye ne saa na mo de be ko eye financial wisdom Ghana for as I was saying earlier about the raspra ye mo binum ye insurance ye okwa adwuma o wo ma unima nko ana wo tie onko a o e na bra wo tie sister wonko ana wo tie o e die enti na wonya critical illness e die enti na wonya income protection e die enti e na wonya life insurance ento wa bra bo so mesraw me pa wo chow ye life insurance wate emu baako obetimi aye critical illness and no na balance campaign de bia me advising for say ye bi critical illness e bia wonam no akopa ahwe no mate ato onko ana wote mesraw obia Frebra Francis eye financial wisdom na woni no eni sa so ene na wosen ka me fa na mabre ankasa metise mabre enti me patcho minti me mfa no Friday nya me ya do mabra Francis so hwe me a me patcho bomodi ne frɛ no e was 078 friend was 078 33 078 33 47 58 42 078 33 47 58 47 nyame ya adomo a Friday me ne mo betena se mo a enura mo ba asori mo hu osoro enimonyam kese a ebaye me pa cho da raspra funeral cash insurance for no frɛ me a me de link be sendel o feli wudin eto so a omo ebefro ana seje mamenfa bra Felix e number e mawo ne frɛ no ofra eye ambassador to Ghana say cry yes ono ne number and I made the better to so ede amamo into ofre wo no director ofre ni straight away ya wo benya no na obeboa aye eye diaspora o America o Canada o Ghana Ghana nka ho o wafri Ghana o Nigeria o South Africa ewiase baabi a wo bia diaspora funeral cash insurance me ebusuye ho Ghana na medwene wo mu ye bi ma wo mo me patcho diaspora funeral cash insurance omo number no 0750 0750 604 3383 me patcho Montreal to Somame diaspora funeral cash insurance 075 06 64 no 075 075 06 04 3383 wa wo pe me number no wa woni me number fato so ma me na yes numbers na do so do makeka numbers be brave and am so amode to so ma me no apart from ma me se wa pel ni ade mode number bi to so ma me ya mo ntru din no to enka ho why na wo bi hu ano hu say ye number we say ni me personal number 0750 0750 24 22 799 075024 22799 0750 24 22799 me pamocho o hwe me o tie me na woni baabi som na wo pe asori akọ wo London na wo pe Bible believing church e de akodia me kanfo eye Flames of Faith Assemblies e de amount bra wo hwe me sister wo hwe me pacho pastor ko wate emre ya ye wo mi no enye mra eye nanfosem adamfo ntimi mwa wa complain ya che o how ya wo komi amanie ya wo komi ebia na obekọ interview adamfo no ntimi mwa agese brate ye dwane ko bia ne brate Christ enkuto kwasi ada no last week Sunday osuru peja ni mu na osuru bie last week Sunday and ye dey 7 days fasting and prayers ne ba na wiye eye victory blast abra ye twa sorry dan ni hushi amprenso no trumpet ni blow na wo se asori ho no e kwa ye du osuru ni monyam ye kase ewurade abasa pejai victory blast me pacho ye wie victory blast no don't relax don't stay at home ment na senka se me ba ye hye me nkom se me ye hye me nkom se me nya kunu ye bo midin e de kire me wona na wawu ye bo nidin e de kire wo enu nti wugidi se wotena fi a wona na bebre wuskadi sister bra wa hye so when the be bompaye say ya ma prophecy a enu ne kire se wo no asudi abeda wo so asudie aba abeda wo so kwasi ada no enkenya esi de ma me ka tro se enkenya si ne se abra ye pon asore no eye fiada anasa me nko akire ada na ye ya asore na Tuesday no yesterday victory blast 7 days fasting na Monday no ye Facebook ne TikTok Prophet Greg Tuesday ye call asore dem na ye bumper to bumper boot to boot abra ye best start asore na no ye seti bibi awie ye no ye system nyina shut down show and a Prophet Greg kase eno kura no mani hu se this year victory blast will divert in many ways osoro animunyam eye kase wu enti Tuesday ye kwa asore Wednesday Facebook, Thursday Facebook, Friday ye kwa sorry na Friday no heaven keys the earth ewurade abasa ye kese after Friday ye pon ye no Yenua baako a wonya prophecy. Friday no yapon obia kofie. Yenua bayi Saturday. Oda ho a wada. Ena wo feel se obi ewura ne dem ho. Edan a wo dem o. Se wo dem na bibi wura dem ho a you feel it. Yenua ba ne feel se bibi ewura ne dem ho. Abra ne prophecy ba ye se wo ubeko Dubai. Wa down for be a woni ni wie school. Ena prophet bo school a lady ne koye. E wo ne mofrase. En was yes. Me say school no. Esika forma na eko. E ho na me nua me ye last one koye. En was yes. Me go school e wa ha. Ena prophet say me hu say o classmate bi a wo boa no e wo school. Oba be introduce you. Na awariye barrenness bibia dead da wabrabom aye Jericho ene den mi breki na ne nkomhye ne ye dito she wo fie kuku wo fie abayifo omahu because omahu say Jericho ade bibiara aye Jericho da wabrabom e breki enti yenua ne ko fie no oyobi a wo ye prayer for but enani prayer level na also kosoro I was a kosoro because wajuma ye or wajuma papa ye. The same night now when you sa attack no men so me nya dream efa sa lady no ni nua eho the same night no enti wada ho en wo so wo feel so wo bi ewura ne dem ho wo feel so bi ewura ne dem ho enti wo bo pitiri sorry ye obo pitiri sorry ye no obi anso ma ha baas wo so obi ne nam dem ho ono ane dan a wo dem ho edan no enye edan a ye chimbe ho ono ane singiri room na wo dem no en wo so ne light na pe o hwe ha obi ani ha na wo se egu no a wo se gu no na no na ni TV aso kekere ni TV ni so ya pe na TV no I start teaching channels change channels na volume no aye kakraka was Jesus I band you or bandi TV ne kura na TV ne ma volume ugina bontin a wote enti wo mo a omo ne flatmate ni nuanom no obia sorry ba ne dem ho eno mu nyina kekam eno mu di Jesus o ka Jesus kura na channel ne dane na volume no ko high eno mo Fred Prophet Greg no mo say daddy if you ho dia bani o na daddy da bia me kase he wodifo ne de wo kasa osuru ne adwuma ye odifo wono ne de wo kasa ohu bibi wo ho na wo kan ebem osuru enya adwuma ye Prophet Greg you one of them da bia me kase oni nyame wa pam Prophet Greg ni wudi nkomo kasa sere no se wo teki na no asem asetra sister what you want na carbon I'm telling you ene ma yemre boga yemre timintiminka victory blast eni munyama ewa achire timintiminka Friday me say menkase asiu me say because our friend Prophet Greg awonya no Saturday no na yenye wo prayer tower so aye bompaye Flames of Faith Assembly mano ye boom paye dia paye tafra paye for victory blast adie bibere ye Jericho eda nipa bibere abrabom ewurade na wosuru bie no osuru kasa enti lady no ofre me en wo se ma me pacho me pedadi enti me connect ne ma dadie na dadie so faaye en ye de continue ne boye mpaye na me hu se lady wa join ni prayers wo nyon ni bi da prayer tower for no but Saturday me now so say because of the victory blast obi a wo person wo join ni midnight prayers no join ni e wo Zoom na it was brutal mercy osuro kasai ye wie program no osuro kasai why na se wo home office for se interview kwa wuntimi nkasa me se Prophet Greg Nyankopon kasa ne di wani mu a wo be kwa akotena ho question e wo se ebusa ye musa asa ne aka cho se sorry ko ne aka cho se sorry ko sorry ne ko odifo ne de wo kasa wo suru nya adwuma ye enti me pa che wo hwe me ne wutie me per Bible believing church ko woni baby som na wo land na kwasia da bia ye hye mu 1 pm e wo Elephant and Castle obeti ato e wo South London I was South London, Elephant and Castle. Me pacho. I'm not a real 1 p.m. Sister Bra betro wudion. Bra ne betro wudi abra me sha se me din komono. Me ka se utu kwanya ana wo kɔ baabi a me pacho pe baabi ne fa wo ho twene. E na wo fa yonko asɛm to wo a bibini a obetimi asɔre agina atawoji. Enti me pa chow Flames of Faith Assembly a Bible believing church oba woti nyamiasem undiluted word of God na yesan ye busunya ye family ye busunya da bia me ka say Flames of Faith oba ho na wantimi antana wa aso ne bia ni wa wo kwa wani bekam because wo pa asori a ye family ye busunya pa dia Victoria say is true a Flames of Faith Assembly ye shiemu 1 p.m. awia kwasia da bia 8 to 4:30 ye pon ye becha ye pon asori a ye socialize ye didi kwasia da asori won ye be no ayemo ye pan kese oye true pan kese si park so ye wo praying ground enti park no so no ye no anwamo ene ye barbecue ya chenam fish ni we ene obi edidi bayira ya che ye pon a because ye busuya obi ohokra wo frifie ba kwasia da no asem bi a wate ne wura ho sebi obi ohon so kra aduane obekwa adwuma ba aduane kra wo ntime no abi no wadi enti wo ba sorry a we all come together with one body as one accord emema ne pakenua na ma ye nso ye aduane enti wo pa sorry a ye yi spiritual aspect any heaven a ye pa connect nchen ya ye busuya na wo pastor ya ye busunya we support each other ye Abundance Campaign when I'm got my bre I wanna make kwa sorry prophetess baby Abundance Campaign kwa sorry dey e was so who say ye boy ye ho ye support each other e wo ho enti ni baby som okọ wa sorry akọ ba woni baby som na wo pe Bible believing church akọ esan ye family church dia me can for Flames of Faith Assembly dia maw kwasia da bia visit ye Sunday prophetess brane be sraye kwasia da nyame yadoma be sraye me pa chom e wo Elephant and Castle udro Elephant and Castle a busa akra kete se wo pe Kedington underground any Elephant bom a 10 minutes walking distance from Elephant to Kedington underground me pa chom for bus for train over trainer a one stop a northern line me power bus 2 minutes over bus 2 minutes catch a driver say we be so Kennington underground bus 133 195 196 155 actually Bristol we see what Kennington underground when you mountain so we be who off license me power for off license da ne ho we immediate turn left o turn ya be who say park in so na sorry ho ni sie e bia na wo drive wo hia postcode no number 1 Opal Street Padless Acre Hall London Kedington XE11 4HZ ana frame Abundance Campaign wo de wayera ana wo refia Drew Elephant and Castle ne frame ye shiamu twice in the week every Tuesday no na da machi no redemption hour mpaebo mre ogiemre fa hudie mre nkunimudie mre bra wo ba beji wa wo wo be fa won krata wo be fa wa ware wo beji wa yaresa wo beji wo fa hudie ade bibiara wa somu a obi nso twe me pa chew benada no benada ne de purely prayers and prophetic kwasi ada de wo ba beti awurade asem na emom prophet Greg de ne mpa ebode won fa ni agoro ba kwasi ada no se awurade bie nani wo ho a o ma won ko obeka bibia kyerɛw but ebenada de mpaebo kese mpaebo aye bom payama enkonua chensi bibiara wabetena brochira che bra ade papa bi eni wafiri wu wonua no ma wo gan na nyina nim se enua wa brochire so nua man koye sorry bra ne mo mpaye wate sorry bra na ye ntafra paye ye nia paye ye nware ya paye ye nsra paye ye nsha paye atade ebenada na wo ba wo do prayer request ba ebenada wo bia timi bebobi o master of flames of faith assembly krana wutimi ba ebe paye ni bi eye the same place Kedenten underground wona ehwa na ye nyina ye hyiam ebenada bia me pa cho nyame onhyira mo nyame nyamo kese nyame nyamo kese nyame ya adomo a Zian ayi Zian na the same Denise ase me hu wache me boa me hu wache pa nyame nhyira o se 196 edo beko yes 196 say free 196 free never every Crystal Palace edo beko abesi asore dan animu pe Elephant and Castle so 196 no do beko abesi o Denise me da se erade nhyira mo me do bi ase Kenneth me da masemo ma ba wate mo ma bai me monyi free so na tu oh chen wonyi na kwasi ada nyame ya adoma obia amra sorry kwasi ada Sunday come to church